Hey everyone, so today I wanted to do a oracle and tarot reading for you. So these are the decks that I have, and I do want to start off by a disclaimer that I am not a professional reader. I just like to have fun with them. That's really what they're for me, as a tool for self-reflection and awareness. And I just felt like doing a video pulling some cards for us, you, whoever's watching in this moment, and doing a really simple reading, which means I will probably use the guidebooks. I shouldn't say probably, I will most definitely be using the guidebooks, and I feel like that will help not only me provide the meanings of the cards, but will be nice for you to listen to some reading. So pretend I'm a friend giving you a tarot oracle card reading today, and whatever messages we both get hopefully will be fun and interesting and get ourselves asking some questions. Yeah, so if you don't have anything in mind right now, sometimes it's good to think about maybe something specific you want to know about. A lot of this is reading your current energies, and also could be a mixture of your future, so we'll get into that. But I think mainly it's going to be mostly energy reading, like where you're at, and we'll be heavily relying on the spreads and guidebooks, but that is really where it all begins. And I don't think anyone should feel like they can't dive into these decks if they, felt like they didn't know a lot about them. So for me, it's really just learning, and I'm still learning, and I enjoy it, and I think I'm not a professional, but that doesn't mean we can't share some oracle card readings together, right? It's truly whatever you take away from this that's positive is what the goal is. It's not meant to predict your future. These are general readings, of course, so it's not going to apply to everybody. So, if it doesn't apply to you right now, it could apply to you later on. Again, I'm not going to be very specific because this is more general for everyone and myself. So yeah, let's get started. This is all for fun, and so I hope you enjoy. Okay. Forgot to mention that if you don't have a specific question or situation in mind, that's okay. You could simply ask, what do I need to know right now? And that's really all that you need to ask. So first, I'm going to do tarot, and then we'll do the other decks after. So move those to the side. So this is the tarot deck. It's the Fountain Tarot deck. I did this in another video of mine. And I actually also did show this one, but there is a new deck to the mix, which is this one. So I'm excited to play with these today. So this is the Fountain Tarot. I'm just going to open this up. We have the guidebook. card. Okay. So, before we get into it, I'm going to look up the spreads again. I've seen this like a million times, but I keep forgetting which ones. Okay, I like this one. What do I want? What do I need? A spread is really popular for me. But there's also past, present, and future, mind, body, spirit. I think I want to do what do I want? What do I need? Let's do that. Okay, so it's a 2-card spread. It's not going to be like 5 cards, but don't worry. We have other cards we can pull. What do I want? Okay, I feel like this one is speaking out. So this is what do I want versus what do I need? Oh. I feel like that wasn't it, so we're gonna keep going. What do I want? And this is 4 of Cups. What do I need is Queen of Cups. Okay. Well, we got lots of cups going on, so let's go ahead and look up 4 of Cups. So like if you were starting out with tarot, this is exactly what you can do, which is what I do literally every time, because I'm not like, I don't have all this memorized yet, so it's, no shame in looking things up. It's not a big deal. So 4 of Cups. Okay, so it says 4 of Cups, blind disillusion. So this is for what I want. Let's just remember that. A man slumps in a corner. Hold it up. A man slumps in a corner, brooding over his current situation. What once had satisfied him now brings boredom and discontent. He wavers between self-reflection and disillusionment, but is dangerously close to melancholy. As he stews in his emotions, his ability to see another option is clouded. If he can shake the self-pity, he will remember that he has options and that the bounty around him will start to become obvious again. When the 4 of Cups appears in your reading, quit focusing on the empty cups. Possibility is closer than you think. So the meaning words related to this are disillusionment, self-reflection, listlessness, ennui, emotionally stranded, stagnation, imaginary problems. Wow, you guys. I don't know about you, but that really spoke to me. Especially the first line. It says, a man slumps in a corner, brooding over his current situation. And I think that's what we want sometimes, is to just be melancholy and like almost self-reflect to the point where we're dissatisfied with everything. And that has certainly been my situation, and where it feels like you are stuck like internally, like everything around you is moving, things are going forward, you're even working on things maybe you want to work on, but for whatever reason you find yourself still getting sort of held up a lot, stuck more than often. For example, like, this is a really weird example, but stick with me. I just have not been able to find anything entertaining lately in my spare rest time. So, when I'm not working, when I'm not doing something productive, I usually like to watch YouTube and like a TV show, and feel engaged in like a story, in like a book, but nothing has been exciting or interesting. It's just been kind of boring. I haven't found shows that I like right now, or YouTube videos. I feel like I've watched everything. Even the books I'm reading, I just don't feel excited. And it feels really easy to sit with that and want to like, I don't know, be moody about it. And there's some other personal things that, you know, it just feels like I can easily overthink my like situation, whether that's like my relationships or financial security. I think we can all relate to that. It's weird, last week I felt like I didn't have any of these thoughts and ruminations, and now it's kind of like I can't stop myself from being anxious about certain things. So in a lot of ways this represents wanting to be anxious, because it makes us feel like we have control, but it's really like a facade. We don't really have control over so much, and that's really scary. And so really the anxieties end up not even being helpful. They just make you more fearful and doubtful of yourself. So I don't know if that resonates with you or not, but in a weird way, it's like you want to like hyperfixate on what's wrong and just constantly try to find something to help, and in some ways that's almost not helping. But in another sense, it could mean that you also need to take a step back and evaluate something you're not evaluating, or trying something new, just like getting yourself out in a new space. But let's go to the next card, which is what you need, which is Queen of Cups, because that will probably give more insight onto that. Okay, so Queen of Cups, it says motherly devotion. The Queen of Cups is the quintessential mother, warm, devoted, and compassionate. She anticipates at your every need, knowing your thoughts and feelings almost better than you do. She has experienced many things. She knows the pain that escorts love and the failure that accompanies success. The Queen of Cups knows your depth and what you are capable of, and more. And more importantly, she believes in you. She is your biggest fan, encouraging your greatness and holding your dreams safely and eternally in her heart. So the meaning words here are a nurturing mother figure, genuine empathy, devotion, compassion, exceptional intuition, and wisdom through experience. Wow, this is kind of scary. I feel like this is like pretty, at least for me, it feels kind of like on point. Like what you need is sort of like nurturing yourself, like wanting to be stuck in the anxiety, wanting to be stuck in overthinking mode and over analyzing areas of your life and relationships that like maybe don't necessarily need to be that overthought. What you need is empathy for yourself, self-compassion, maybe devotion to a project or getting outside of, you know, your environment to change things up a little bit, and wisdom through experience. I mean, wow, that's just to speak to getting yourself doing something, maybe even the thing you feel like you know is always something you like to do, but you just don't feel like doing it. Kind of like working out. You know, often we don't want to do that, but once we're doing it, we always feel better about ourselves, for the most part. So that's just one example, but I definitely think the wanting, anxiety, and moodiness, it's coming from a deep-rooted issue. And what we need to do to soothe these thoughts and issues are to give ourselves empathy, compassion, take a breather, and remind ourselves who we are and that everything comes in its time. Remind ourselves about how grateful life, the things we have that we're grateful for, the people in our lives that are there to support and love us, and more importantly, self-love. It's truly what's going to fight the doubt and the anxieties and the things that make us, the negative self-talk. So I definitely think that's a great spread here. What you need is to mother yourself and give yourself compassion and try to focus on tapping into your intuition a little more, which is connecting with yourself in a positive way versus connecting with yourself in a negative way. A negative way being, like if you're being mean to yourself in your mind, telling yourself you're not good enough or whatever. And sometimes situations will make us feel like other people think that way about us, or even blatantly tell us, they don't like us or they're being mean to us. But you know what? You are your biggest advocate, and you have to fight for yourself because no one else will, And I think that's comforting to know that you are your biggest cheerleader and no one can ever love you more than you can love yourself. And that's a beautiful thing. Okay, so that is the tarot. I'll move this over here, as you can see. Okay, so let's do the Work Your Light Oracle cards. These are the cards. So pretty. Okay, so I'm just gonna pull one from this and one from the other, and they will just kind of be like what you need to know, current energy, things like that. So what do we need to know? Oh, this one wanted to come out. Interesting. Mintaken. Longing for home, belonging, the original light workers. Okay, so look at that. Right. Alright. And that is in this book, so I'm just going to look it up really quickly. Page 116. And if you guys want to check these cards out, I'll link them below. 116. Interesting. Okay. Alright, so this says longing for home, belonging, the original light workers. So it says Mintakens. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but I'm just going to go with it. Mintakens are a soul group who originated on a planet in the constellation Orion. They were the first star beings to travel to Earth and believed to be the original light workers. The Mintakens' home planet is thought to have been water world, with water so pure that you could see through it for miles. For this reason, Mintakens feel most at peace and at home when in or around crystal clear water. They are here to teach us to see the potential in everything and the light in all beings. Many Mintakens have an odd longing for home and struggle with feeling like they don't belong. It is thought that this is due to their home planet no longer being in existence. If you pull this card, it could mean that you are Mintaken, or a longing for a sense of belonging, and root chakra healing is necessary for you to feel secure and safe. Perhaps you feel this longing to find home without knowing where that is. Perhaps you've been moving around a lot and yearn for a place on Earth to call your own. If so, you are being called to connect with Mother Earth and create it for yourself now, to choose where you feel most at home and create it rather than waiting for the feeling of belonging to come. So obviously that's very like out there, but like I said, it's kind of taking what resonates from the message, and what I feel resonates with today's reading is that we might be feeling a sense of needing to belong. I think, at least for me, during the pandemic, you know, when everything started to close down and we had to stay at home, it wasn't really hard for me at first because personally I've been kind of a loner for a while. I have a partner who I love and I have close family, but for me, I just don't have a lot of relationships in my life, so I like to spend time alone. And in fact, it was almost like I didn't really want to make friends because it felt like making friends was really hard. And so I just really enjoyed being alone, and I think everyone needs to go through that at some point in their lives and be comfortable with themselves. But I think this whole past year has really kind of shown me how much I actually really want like a sense of belonging in a variety of different areas of my life, and I'm sure everyone else can relate to that. I can't imagine anyone who hasn't gone through a hard time being, you know, locked up and in a scary world. And it's, yeah, it just makes me feel now, as you know, people are beginning to get vaccinated and go out in the world, and it's just not as dire as it used to be. I feel this excitement to like create a new environment for myself, and maybe you sense that too. Just maybe it's actually going out there and making friends because you've had enough time alone and you just want to have people now that you can go to, or maybe you want to change your job, or maybe you want to move and you just want to create the life you've been wanting but haven't really taken the time to evaluate what you wanted until this past year. So at least for me, that truly resonates. I definitely feel this excitement, this urge to connect in different ways and create community and belonging, but it can feel scary. So I will say it's gonna take some courage and support. So, you know, put yourself out there and try something new. Take that step of faith, if you will, and trust that you're supported and that you can handle anything. Okay, all right, let's do the last card. Okay, this is the deck. So, same with this one. We're just going to ask, what do we need to hear today? Oh, okay. I think it's this one. Okay. Your hard work is paying off, new moon in Capricorn. So this is a cool deck because it's all about the moon phases, which is really cool. So I'm going to just look this one up. This one is new moon in Capricorn. Okay. Okay, so it's this one. You can see. So it says, your hard work is paying off. First and foremost, this card suggests a new start for you professionally. Whatever has been going on in your working life, this card heralds the start of a new and improved work cycle. If you're unhappy in your current job, this is the time to either renegotiate your position or look for something new. Whatever your question, whether work-related or otherwise, a new plan and strategy is called for. You need to take a look at the long term and think about where you want to be in 12 months or even 5 years. This will inform your best course of action now, so think seriously about it. Drawing this card suggests it's time for you to be ambitious about whatever it is that you want to achieve. So it says, attune to the moon, make a proper plan and execute it well. Additional meanings for this card: you need to be more disciplined to reach your goal. Hard work will make your dreams a reality. A very good omen for study or teaching. Don't be too controlling and avoid anyone who is controlling. That's interesting. So there's a little section called the teaching, and it says Capricorn is the sign of ambition, building, and hard work. The energy is solid and rigid. The new moon in Capricorn is a powerful lunation that comes towards the end of each year and marks arguably the best moment annually to make a list of your hopes, dreams, ambitions, and intentions for the year ahead. Pulling this card at any time suggests that with planning and discipline, you can achieve whatever you set your mind to. So, even as the description described, it doesn't have to be like your current job, although I'm sure many people think about that often. I can't imagine why it wouldn't. I think it's just really natural to, I don't know, change how you feel about where you're at, and that may not mean, quitting what you're doing. It could mean changing your position or trying something differently in the company you're in, or asking for resources or a raise, or maybe it does mean looking for a new job. So yeah, this is definitely resonates with me in a few ways, particularly about planning. I tend to be someone who loves to plan. I probably overdo it. But what's interesting is that, I think it's okay to not feel, it's okay to plan ahead, but more importantly, a lot of the time you change your mind about what you want. So I think no matter how comfortable you are, if you like to plan 5 years ahead or like a year ahead or whatever, I would say it's really important to sit with yourself and continue to check in with yourself routinely. It doesn't have to be every day, but routinely about where you're at and what you want to achieve. And yeah, some of the things we want to achieve take time. They take years and they take learning. And I think that's okay. I mean, we virtually have all the time in the world to really get to a lot of the things we want, but at the same time, we do not have guaranteed time. So you can kind of take that either way. I think the way I like to see it is that I only have the time I'm given, whatever that looks like, and how do I want to be spending my precious time? How do I want to spend it? What do I really want to do every day, every week, every month? And some days are just gonna be really chill and I'm playing video games or something, and that's what I want to do. But another day, and hopefully many more, I'm working on the things that are exciting to me across all areas of my life, whether it's improving one area or expanding in another, or I don't feel like it just needs to be like monetary, if that makes sense. Like, you can integrate experiences, relationships that truly foster who you are and give you happiness, and like that doesn't always have to be something you monetize. Essentially, you're just doing it because you love to, and that's truly priceless, right? So maybe like this week or next week or whenever, focus on setting a time aside to just figure out what you want right now in your life, in the next month and in the next year. In general, you don't need to put a time or due date for yourself if you don't want to. But, you know, you can always go as fast or as slow as you need, no matter what. I think more than anything, try not to overdo it, and just get excited. Get excited for the great, exciting things you want to do and experience, and achieve. And hopefully, you know, we can hold off on anxious thoughts or self-doubt. We find ourselves nurturing ourselves, being empathetic, self-compassionate, self-loving, so we can create those experiences that help us feel like we're home at any given point and that we're really enjoying our lives. But yeah, it does take some hard work and some planning, but it's always worth it, for sure. And of course, a little bit of courage mixed in. All right, wow. That's our little reading today. I hope you really found something that you could connect with and that you enjoyed. I feel like I did a pretty okay job based on reading all the guidebooks, but you know, if you get your own decks, this is something you can do on your own, and I'm sure many people watching this, if they do, they're already very familiar. But I think what I love about these is that every message can be unique and also super resonating with a lot of people at the right time. So I hope you took away some really cool insights for yourself, and I wish you all the best wherever you are, and that you find peace and excitement and fulfillment, and that in the challenging moments you can find the strength to find support on other people or resources, and of course rest for your own sake. So yeah, I hope you're all doing well, and I will see you next time.